Come on then. That was close. Oh, that's gorgeous. Hello people on YouTube, I just realised that I've done my last video, it's probably upside down. So I'm going to have to do this one as a kind of backup in case that one I can't, because sometimes when you edit a video it doesn't, I don't know, it's as if you rotate it so that it's the right way around, but it seems to always default when you put it into a certain video editor, it seems to default back to its original state. You think there'd be a way I could do it in the actual program, but anyway, if this video's, if the other one's fixed, then fair enough. Just been out for a little spin, 10 miles, nothing really fancy, kept a good pace. Don't know what the time is, 8:30, so I'll probably head home soonish. Probably the option I can back out again later on today, if I want. I don't know, there is new lockdown rules. In fact, we'll just cover the lockdown rules. Maybe not all of them, but there's tighter restrictions being applied. I don't know if it covers, like, going out. I don't think it does. But here's the thing I just cannot get, and I think this is absolutely ridiculous, is that the government have imposed that you cannot... So I went up to my mum and dad's last night. Now, technically today, I cannot visit my mum and dad, right? So I cannot go into their... You can't go into another household. You can meet, obviously, like, out here in public, right? Which is fair enough. But I cannot go into my mum and dad's house, right? But I can go into a pub, right? I could go home, get my civvies on, and then I could head into a pub and basically have a couple of pints and kind of be in an environment that's very much like my mum and dad's. Well, it's not really. My mum and dad don't own a pub, but you know, you're in a building, you're in a space, shall we say, and there's people around about you. You don't even know who these people are. They're just random people. But yet you can't go and visit your mum and dad, who you know where they've been. I mean, my mum and dad have been... My dad goes out a couple of times, but my mum's not really been out as much. So she's been isolating pretty heavy. So I know for a fact that my mum, I know where she's been. I know where both have been. So, I mean, that's a more sterile environment than a pub. But get this, the government's not getting tax off the alcohol. So I shut down a revenue of money. So it's double standards, and to be honest, I think it's the worst decision ever. Pubs should... I mean, if you're going to shut down certain places, but keep pubs open, why? I mean, it's the worst environment. People are getting drunk. They're probably slevering more. They're probably... Well, slevering's a Scottish word. But they're probably drooling, and when they're talking, they're spit. I mean, it just... It just doesn't really... It doesn't make sense, you know. It's... I mean, for one, I'll probably still visit my mum and dad, and, you know, I don't think we can get arrested. I think down in England there's tighter restrictions on being, like, the police, but up here it's a little bit different. I think it's only a guideline. They're telling you not to go and visit other households, but at the end of the day, it's only a guideline. But... yeah, so that was that. I just think it's absolutely ridiculous. I just don't see how it can be, how they can impose something like that where you can't go in another household that you know, but yeah, you can go to the pub. It just doesn't make sense. Hello, boy. What are you saying? It's white ulcerations. So yeah, I just don't get it. I think it's the worst. I mean, obviously they don't want to lose the money from the pubs. And I can understand why pubs don't want to be, you know, shutting again, because it's going to put a lot of them under financial strain. But that's the situation in Scotland anyway. So yeah, I did a little piece on my bike and stuff. I'll do a quick rundown. I'll probably try and maybe make this concise. I had a little issue with the battery. I did have the EW-W111, which is a little Bluetooth and plus adapter, and you basically plug it in line. Usually you put it in here. Usually put it just down from your battery, and it sits in your frame just about here somewhere, which is fine and dandy. But I've noticed the last couple of weeks that I had a battery issue. I've got a new battery, an updated battery from my last one, but it's been draining the battery quite a lot. I was out my bike Wednesday. I got called out from my work. There's a problem with the door, so we did like a night shift. And I was working Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So I checked my bike Saturday night, and when I checked my bike, it was basically dead. There was nothing there. So I had my Bluetooth hooked up here, just for ease of use. Because I was thinking I was going to run it with it, and I'm now running without it, just to see. So I took it off, recharged it, and I'm going to see how long the battery lasts without the unit in. Because I think the unit's drawing power. I don't know how much it draws. I know when you're on your bike, it tells me it shows what gear I'm on my cycle computer, and I can also use these buttons here as to change pages and stuff. So that obviously must be drawing power. So what I want to do is just run the bike absolutely like basic, and I'm checking the battery. I just want to see how it's operating. Other thing that I've had for a while now is trying to see if you can see it. This here, this is a boltless stem cap from a company called Kapz, and it's KAPZ. And it's just like it's a boltless stem cap. Basically, you get like an adapter. Don't know if you can actually see just below the badge. There's like a little metal disc, and there's the screw bolts like in here, and then that just pops on. It's like you just pop it on top. But that's my local football team. That's Ayr United Football Club. They actually used to have a shield, but they had to adopt this round badge because there's an old Scottish law surrounding shields that you can't have a shield. It's a bizarre, I don't know, it's like dates back to like, I don't know, 1500s or something stupid. Heraldic or some, I don't even know, but there's some law that forbids the use of a shield unless you've got like you're a member of the monarchy or something. So there's a few clubs in Scotland actually had to change the badge because they had a shield. So that's the new Ayr United badge. In fact, I might actually put a picture up of the old badge. No, probably here. Bing! Just to show you what it was like. I quite like the new badge. I think it's quite nice. What else? So I've quickly done the battery. Oh, I've got these racing jackets. I got them on eBay, £75, which I think is pretty decent. I did have a pair of Jawbreakers, but they were Folkley, so they were fake. They were fake Oakleys, but the leg broke. But I super glued in. It actually seems to be holding, but the quality of those lenses is not as good. The optics on Oakleys are far superior. In fact, they almost make my eyesight really good. But the Folkleys are You know, the quality of the lens is not as good. It's a bit ropey. You know, your vision's not as good. The fit of these is really good. They're quite, you know, they stay in your face, the rubber grips. The focals I tend to have to push up all the time. In fact, if you saw videos when I was cycling, I'd constantly be doing this. But I still do it because just I keep doing like that. But they've got like a little racing stripe here. These are I don't know if you can actually see. I don't know, where is it? Yeah, it's there. There's like a, don't know if you can see it, there's a little 30. There's like a little 30 logo, because these are the 30th anniversary edition. So they're pretty decent. I think I got a good price on them. Got them on eBay. The seller actually came back and did a price reduction by like, I think they went down to 77, and I was thinking of going 70, and maybe I should have. But they said 75, and I just went, yeah, I'll buy them, stuff it. But they're just so much better. I'm just gonna get my water, but I'm just hosing out some of the mud, because I'm not really going to use any more water. That's a lot of the gunge away from the back of my bike. Saves me cleaning it when I go in. Well, maybe not cleaning it, but I'll still clean it. But I don't need to clean it as much. So yeah, probably just going to head home. Snuggle up with my cats. Well, I say snuggle up with my cats. Vader can be a bit annoying. He can come down and just annoy me. Especially if I'm eating chocolate. He likes a bit of chocolate. Nikon's a bit more kind of welcoming, but head back. As I say, I might go out for a spin tonight, maybe. I'm not really decided on that yet, but there's a possibility. But I enjoyed it. It was a good cycle. I just did my usual little whoop. Done a bit. Probably by the time I get home, it'll be just over 10 miles. So went pretty decent. Felt good actually. I did my little green and hill climb, which is, it's only maybe, trying to think how many meters it is. It's probably 300 meters. Not in elevation. Don't know what it is in elevation, but it's not a long climb. It's about 300 meters long, but it's about 9%. So it's a good little test. But my max heart rate I only went up to about 155, which is well under where I need to be. In fact, when I was cycling out there, I was only at 105, 120 beats, which is, I was going quite, I was putting power down. I wasn't like going like crazy speed, but I was putting some good numbers down. My heart rate was just nice and steady, so. But I feel physically I'm fitter. I mean, I would still like to maybe go out more. I tend to maybe have too many rest days, but I need to head out a little bit more. That's my only sort of downside, I'd possibly say. But in saying that, at the end of the day, I'm a lot fitter than what I was last year, for sure, for definite. Because I've probably been cycling like back, I wouldn't say serious, but getting back into it for about a year and 4 months maybe. So certainly, I mean, the difference between then and now is huge. But anyway, I'm gonna saddle up and probably head back. Probably have a little bar, a little snack, a little gel maybe. Try and recover a bit of salt, bit of sugar, a bit of isotonics. Anyway, folks, take care. I'll catch you soon. Bye.